Hi Aquarius, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your April 2023 month ahead tarot readings. This is where we talk about the astrology, what's going on up in the heavens, and how it affects us here down on earth. So thank you Aquarius. Thank you to all my new subscribers as well as to my old subscribers who have been with me. I appreciate you all. So Aquarius, we are in some very interesting, fast-paced moving times. We are coming out of that March energy where we had, a new astrological year begin, as well as Saturn moving out of Pisces, or I should say Saturn moving out of your sign into Pisces, as well as Pluto moving out of Capricorn into your sign. So big energies there. We have that energy shifting into April where we are discovering we are now in eclipse season. So we do have a new moon on April 20th, a solar eclipse Aries new moon, as well as we have the sun moving into Taurus on the 20th. So it's really interesting with that solar eclipse because it is at 29 degrees of Aries, and we had that new moon in Aries at 0 or almost at 1 degree back in March. So remember, this is going to be a really initiating energy, getting things started, planting new seeds of intention. We also have Mercury going retrograde in Taurus on the 21st. So we are kind of in this season now where we no longer have all this forward momentum. We're going to have a lot of looking back, reassessing energy as we get into April, but also initiating new things, Aquarius. So let's get right into it. We do see, especially in your sign, Aquarius, we will have Pluto turning retrograde May 1st in your sign of 0 degrees of Aquarius, and then will actually retrograde back to Capricorn. So we will not come back into, Pluto will not come back into your sign after May until 2024, okay? We're gonna pull 4 cards here for each, it's actually 2 cards per each week, and then we're going to pull an overarching theme card, Aquarius. So we start off April with the 2 of Wands, looking over your world. What is it that you have to accomplish? And we have the 8 of Cups, possibly moving away from something that's no longer serving you emotionally. We have the 7 of Pentacles by the time we get to that second week of April, as well as the Moon card. I would say out of all the cards that have been most coming up has been this Moon card. Piscean energy, Aquarius, especially with Saturn moving into Pisces back in March. This is going to be the theme for a while, probably until at least 2025, 26 time range, okay? By the time we get to that third week, we do have the 7 of Cups, lots of options before us to move through, and the 3 of Wands. So you have a lot of interesting cards where you have succession, Aquarius, and we'll get into that in a moment. But I can see kind of this pattern of 2s and 3s, 7s and 8s, okay? By the time you get to the end of April, you are ending some type of tough cycle, 10 of Wands, and the King of Swords. So possibly some type of important decision you are making there at the end of April, which really aligns well, Aquarius, because like I said, once we get to May 1st, we do have Pluto turning retrograde at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So that really could be that energy there of some type of decision making, realizing something is no longer serving you, okay? Let's go ahead and see where Spirit wants you to focus for a theme for this reading for the month of April. Look at that. The Sun card, most benefic, I think, card of the deck, Aquarius. So Spirit wants you to know that whatever decisions, even though they are hard, maybe they are tough during this time, it's all going to be serving you for your greatest good. So just keep that in mind as the month rolls out. I do feel like there's going to be some really interesting themes that come up for you, Aquarius, especially since Saturn has moved out of your sign, but will move back in. It's just like an a tug of war. I feel like, you know, sometimes you're on the up end or sometimes you're on the receiving end. So it's just going to be an interesting few months here as we start April. You have the Two of Wands and you have the Eight of Cups. I'm sensing that you all are really assessing where you're at in your life, assessing where you're going, and if you feel like you're on the right track. You have that full moon in Libra on the 6th and Mercury entering shadow in Taurus on the 7th. So you're really kind of weighing your options, Aquarius. I really feel like you're trying to figure out where is it that either my career or my life path. I think many of you are kind of assessing, are you on the right track? And I feel like that second week of April, you're going to start getting some messages around your money, but what is it that you've been trying to build, whether it's some kind of wealth. I think that Saturn in Pisces is really going to start kind of asking you, where is it like emotionally that you feel like you connect or you don't connect, or is this project that you've been trying to get off the ground, whether that's a side hustle or what, if that's really resonating with you anymore. Because by the time you get to that third week is where we are at with that solar eclipse, Aries new moon on the 20th, and then Mercury retrograde on the 21st, really looking at your options. I think you almost have too many options. I think you all are in this analysis paralysis. And remember what I was saying about the succession. So you have this Two of Wands and this Three of Wands, which is signifying like you were kind of figuring out where you can like move on to, but that 3 is like you're ready to go, like you're like rearing to go. But you have this tug of war with that 7 of Cups, too many options, moving on to that 8 of Cups up here, where it's like you're ready to move on from something that's no longer fulfilling you, but maybe you've had too many options to kind of like assess it. Does that make sense? So you're kind of going on this tug of war back and forth between the 2 and the 3, between the 7 and the 8, and then you also have 2 7s, 7 of Pentacles and that 7 of Cups. So I definitely think, Aquarius, that it's not going to be all cut and dry. I feel like by the time you get to the end of the month, where you have that 10 of Wands and the King of Swords, you're wanting to make some type of decision. You're like done with the back and forth. And unfortunately, I think that it's not going to feel that great to have to make some of these decisions, just because it's hard, right? It's at the end. You've been doing this kind of like back and forth thing for so long now, especially because you're coming to this point where Saturn has been in your sign for the last 2.5 years. You're ready to be done with it. I feel like this King of Swords is like you ready to be done. But what I'm sensing, Aquarius, is that by the time we get into May, you're going to have Pluto turning retrograde at 0 degrees and then going back into Capricorn, okay? And then later on, when Saturn retrogrades, it's going to come back into Aquarius. So trust me, I'm an Aquarius rising. I don't really want to see Saturn in Aquarius ever again, but unfortunately, it will be coming back. And so I feel like that's what this kind of succession game here, the 2, the 3, the 7, the 8, be prepared for kind of like not supreme clarity, but you're going to need to make some decisions on what to cut away and what is no longer serving you, okay? But overall, let's just rejoice that we got the sun, because that means that this is all serving us for our higher good. I think we're going to start seeing some little glimpses of some sunshine here, so that's really welcomed, right? All right, Aquarius, I hope you all have a great April 2023. Take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs, and I'll talk to you later.